When Kaspa, when Coinbase, when Binance, these are the top questions that are trending in the minds of the Kaspa people. Like, when are these people going to open their eyes and realize that the early they list Kaspa, the early they adopt Kaspa, the better it's going to be for them. Not for Kaspa, for them. Of course, even for Kaspa also, because it gets the adoption. Now, before we get into the video, thank you guys for being supportive to this channel. I appreciate every one of you who's taking their time to like, to subscribe, and to share, and to comment. I appreciate you guys. You are all really awesome. So today's video, I just want to speak on a topic that most people are really frustrates most of the Kaspa people, because it is something that is really obvious. Kaspa is an obvious winner. Like, it is a groundbreaking technology. The world has never seen such a kind of technology, but people are trying to delay to list it. They are trying to cut corners and everything. Now, we have several reasons as to why these people might be dodging the Kaspa listing. So, starting with the Coinbase. So we have Paul Grewal.eth. So he is a chief legal officer at Coinbase. He says, I talk a little crypto, a lot of law, and way too much Ohio sports. Okay, we are not interested in that, but what we are interested in is, he said in one of his recent posts, he said the Coinbase listings team wants to list any and every token that lifts up builders, no matter what chain it is on. But as a regulated exchange, there are important differences between what we want to list and what we are able to list. I know that's not always clear and frustrates many of you as much as it frustrates us. So I hope you'll join Jesse Pollack and me on Thursday at noon PT on Base. We will get into how we plan to make things better. So this is very I don't know how to put it, because these people that are talking about listing team wants to list any and every token that lifts up builders, no matter what chain it's on. But a regulated exchange, there are important differences between what we want to list and what we are able to list. These guys listed Trump coin within 24 hours. And what does Trump coin do? It is a meme coin. And Kaspa has been there since 2021. Has been there almost 3 years right now. They have not listed Kaspa. And they're talking about what they're able to list and what they're not able to list. I think this is like a game they're playing, but we all know that Kaspa is one of the technologies that doesn't beg for a spot. It takes the spot. And Kaspa is going to take that spot no matter what is going to happen. Kaspa is still under development, and I think the early these people adopt Kaspa, the early these people list Kaspa, the better it's going to be for them, because they are missing out on most of the transaction volumes, they're missing out on the commissions and everything. They could have listed Kaspa early, it would have been better for them. But I will not blame them. I will not blame anyone, because whether they list or they don't list, I think it doesn't make that big of a difference in terms of the projection of Kaspa, because Kaspa is going to be driven by the fundamentals it has. I listened one of the interviews about from Shai, and I think he said listings should be the last thing the Kaspa community is supposed to be worrying about, because even if you list Kaspa right now and you don't implement the crescendo hard fork, you don't implement smart contracts, you don't implement the zero knowledge rollups, you don't upgrade to 100 blocks per second as we are hoping for, that doesn't make a difference. It's going to make a difference, like the listing is going to pump up the price like for a short period of time, but for the long term, for the long period of time, if you really want to dominate the markets, if you really want to dominate the crypto industry, you have to really put everything that is on the roadmap really straight. So I think this is one of the things that I think people should really understand, that, you know, the listing we are really crying for is really good, but it's not that great. Of course, it drives volume. It's like a road. It gives exposure to Kaspa. People are going to buy Kaspa easily. The normies who never heard about Kaspa are going to learn about Kaspa. And we've been seeing teasers from Binance, we've been seeing teasers from OKX. So there are so many signs that these people want to list Kaspa, but they are trying like to figure out like how do they list Kaspa. I don't know what they're trying to do, but they are going to list Kaspa at their own time. When they feel ready, they are going to list Kaspa. Kaspa is there. If you want to list Kaspa, you either mine the coins or you buy the tokens. Sorry, it's not the token. You buy the coins from the market. So that's how it is. There is no free coins that are offered to these people in order to list Kaspa. That's what makes the difference. Now, most of the projects that you see, the top projects that are really pumping right now, most of the projects had a budget. They had an allocation where they put is a percentage of the coins or the percentage of the tokens on listings. So in order to list, you have to like create a percentage of which you're going to offer to these trading exchanges. So that's why these people get listed as early as possible. But because Kaspa is a proof of work, it is decentralized. So no one is going to offer free tokens. No one is going to offer free coins to you for them to list. For anyone who wants to list Kaspa, you just go and get the coins in the market, or you buy the mining machines and you mine like Marathon Digital does. So that's how it has to go for Kaspa. So this shows you the integrity and how valuable Kaspa coin is going to be. Like if you want to buy it, you have to mine it or you have to get it from the market. That's how it's going to be valuable, and that's how scarcity is being created, unlike many tokens or many cryptocurrencies where on the first day of the launch 100% of the total supply is already mined, and what remains there is just doing the calculations, like let's allocate 5% for the developers, let's allocate like 50% for the listing, or 30% for this and this. So I just be going randomly. I just pick people who've been speaking about Kaspa, and one of the guys said, he's called Nick, and he said, I have resigned myself to Kas not being listed on any tier 1 exchanges for some time, if at all. In some cases, whilst many think it's important, I believe the real important factor remains development and decentralization, removing the power these shit-eating CEX have. So I really wanted to show is that he is absolutely right, because people in the Kaspa community should now reach to a point where, of course, we can't stop pushing these exchanges to list Kaspa, but in our minds, we have to really consider that these big exchanges won't drive the adoption. Like the adoption we really want is not going to be driven by exchanges or these listings. The adoption is going to be driven by development and decentralization. So the more development and the more projects, the more the technology advancements that are going on Kaspa, the more they develop, the more the projects thrive on Kaspa, the more the ecosystem grows, the more Kaspa gets adopted. And the more decentralized we are, the more we reach more people, and the more these exchanges won't have a choice. They won't have a choice, because until now, up to now, the level that Kaspa has reached, they just have no choice, because they can see how strong this community is. This is one among the most strong communities out there, because we are not listed on any exchange. That the tier 1 exchange, we have been listed on Kraken. That is one of the top exchanges. But apart from that, we have not been listed on the major exchanges. But you can see the voice of these people, the voice of most of the Kaspa community. They reach out into places where it makes people uncomfortable. It makes the Bitcoin maxes uncomfortable. It makes all the other, cryptocurrencies which are not decentralized, which are centralized, and it makes them feel uncomfortable, because this is a new technology, proof of work, decentralized, no pre-mines, fair launched. and it really scales to a level that is beyond most of these centralized projects. So it really makes people uncomfortable. And another thing is, I just read one of the YouTube comments in my recent video. If you can go on YouTube, there's a recent video I posted, and one of the viewers said, he's called the VX1. He said it's too risky for the big names to promote it before the hard fork, but it will all be clear and off to the races on the other side of a successful hard fork. Da Vinci Jeremy was willing to take that risk because he wants to continue to be known for finding them early, but even he has cautioned about hard forks to play it safe. If the crescendo is successful, Saylor mentions it by year's end. So we're just looking for a moment where people like Michael Saylor or BlackRock, let's say Grayscale have already shown that they don't have to talk again. Like these big exchanges, the thing is, you have to understand the psychology of the masses, the psychology of the normal people. You don't have to follow that. You have to read these people's minds, like the people like Grayscale, Marathon, BlackRock. They don't give out names. They give out clues. You have to pick the clues. It's like how Binance is trying to list Kaspa. They don't go and say, okay, we are going to list a coin that starts with the name K. That doesn't happen like that, because everyone now is going to think, okay, and Kaspa is the only coin that it starts with letter K. Maybe Cadena or something. Now we start to, it's like already, you have already given the answer before even you reach the goal. So what these people are trying to do is, you see like Michael Saylor changing the tone. He used to say Bitcoin, now he's talking about crypto. You see? Now you see like Michael, or who this Marathon Digital CEO, Fred Thiel. He was in a meeting. Fred Thiel and Michael Saylor met with the Trump incoming administration. So what were they talking about? Because if Donald Trump really wants to adopt crypto, he should go for the people who really know what crypto means. And these people who mine crypto, the largest mining company in the world, Marathon Digital Company, that mines Bitcoin, should be one to give an opinion about a true cryptocurrency. Because these people have invested a lot of money, they have invested a lot of resources, and they have invested a lot of energy into these projects that they are actively doing. Now, you can't go to a proof of stake cryptocurrency miner who's maybe just taking coins out of thin air and creates coins and get advice from that person, because he doesn't really know exactly what a cryptocurrency means. But for these people who are active miners, they know exactly what it takes to be a true cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a real cryptocurrency because it is real energy. You have to mine it. You have to use resources. You have to use energy. You have to use time. You have to use infrastructure. So it is actually like mining gold. There has to be some work done in order to be rewarded in terms of coins. But in most of the proof of stake, the coins are created and the supply is totally mined like 100%, and they even have a chance to increase the total supply. If they feel like we need to sell more coins, for example, I will not mention some coins because I've been getting a lot of hateful comments. So I'll just keep it like proof of stake or proof of anything. And most of these coins, you find that the supply is already totally mined. So what remains is, now people are stressing now on how to allocate these tokens, not how they mine these tokens. So this is not going to be seen in a proof of work like Kaspa. So Kaspa listing is going to happen. So the time frame when Kaspa is going to be listed depends on these exchanges, because they already know about Kaspa. They know it's a cool technology, and when they are ready, they will list. So the community should keep on putting the pressure on these people, because I can see like the pressure is now getting into their heads, into their minds, and they can't wait to list Kaspa. But they will list Kaspa when they are ready. Plus, one of the things that I mentioned from one of the comments on my YouTube channel is maybe they're waiting for the hard fork to be implemented. If it goes on successfully, I think most people will now be talking about Kaspa because it's going to be the fastest proof of work cryptocurrency that operates at 10 blocks per second, able to do 3,000 transactions per second. So this is absolute game changing. So this is it for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. It helps the algorithm reach most people and spread the word about